Hi, I'm Casper, and this is my channel, Shasha Roboto. Today we're going to take the first step towards creating a little album instead of all these small quick jams. If you've been watching my channel for the last 2 years, most of the videos you've seen are small music jams that I've made in probably 30 minutes or less. And that was a deliberate challenge I set to myself. The idea was to work within constraints, do something, finish it, and put it out there. Prior to that, I would find myself spending weeks, months, sometimes years trying to finish a track and never actually finishing it, never sharing it with anyone, never putting it out there. And so going into this very, very constricted mode of giving myself no more than 30 minutes and knowing with every track as I went into it, no matter if I liked it or not, I had to put it on. That allowed me to kind of break out of that and also get into more of an experimental mode of not trying to be too deliberate, not trying to think too much or not second guess myself whether something was good enough, because it was all just small experiments, and that was the whole purpose. Just experiment and get it out there. Well, now I've been doing that for 2 years and I've been pretty happy with it. I'm not very happy with the videos. There are a lot of them that are horrible. There's a lot of the music that is horrible, has a lot of mistakes, but there are a lot of little things in them that I really, really like. When I re-listen to them now, I find these little bits and pieces where I'm like, oh, I should grab that and turn it into something bigger. I should use that technique I did and bring it into something else and make a larger track from it. And so that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to try to do something different and create a body of work that will hopefully become a full little EP or album or something I can release. And I'm going to give myself all the time I need to do this. The only limitation this time is I have to keep making progress. So every time I sit down to work, I gotta do something, I gotta move it forward, and I gotta document that in a video and put it out. And so that's what I'm doing now. And so today's video is me doing the first step, which is work through the initial beats. I make most of my beats on the Digitakt and Digitone. I really enjoy the parameter logging that they allow you to use, where you can change all parameters on every single step of the sequencer. So I use that a lot to get variation. The other thing I really use is the probability that you can set on triggers, which means that you can have something in your sequence that only hits, let's say, 20% of the time or 5% of the time. And so as the same sequence is looping over and over again, you get this wonderful, dynamic, live, ever-changing kind of feel to it. Almost like generative music, but with a little bit more intent to it. I really like that. And so at the end of this video, you'll see one of my first sessions trying to create the beat for a track that's going to be part of this album. And then if you follow along on my channel, if you subscribe, you will be able to follow along as I take these sets of beats and then start adding bass lines and melodies and start polishing them up and start figuring out how to turn them into individual tracks and then how to turn those into an EP or an album. But this time, giving myself all the time I feel I need to do it right and to turn it into a piece of music that I'm actually proud about and that I would feel like I would enjoy myself listening to. Thank you for watching, and hopefully click subscribe and follow along as I go on this journey. It's probably not going to be very productive every time, but at least I'll try to document my thoughts and the things that are working and the things that aren't working, and hopefully that'll be helpful and inspirational to someone else trying to do the same.